This monster falls in love with a female robot and persuades her to run away from home. While exploring the town, the robot finds a suspicious building. Instead of taking anyone's help, she teams up the monster to figure out the dark reality the town is hiding for years. This is Haraway, a grand city of inventions, prosperity, and peace. The people of Haraway are obsessed with technology and advanced methods of creating a better life for themselves and their future generations. The two most famous and talented scientists in this city are Wilhelm Tinkerer and Dendris Grafter. Tinkerer is an expert in machinery, and his projects are usually based on electronics, while Grafter uses biological engineering to make new inventions. Every year, they take part in a competition where they represent their new invention. This time, Grafter pushed his limits, and instead of modifying existing species, he created a whole new creature. He grafted DNA of plants with animals, and gave birth to a human-like creature named Huxley. It has purple skin and 2 hearts that enables him to have twice the energy and power. However, he needs to be brought up like any other human baby. On the other hand, Tinkerer designed a robot called T-Bolt. Despite his giant metallic body, T-Bolt is quite domestic and can help in daily chores. Unfortunately, the robot starts to lose control and scares away the audience. Tinkerer feels really ashamed and asks the security to take away T-Bolt and do whatever they want. Meanwhile, Grafter wins the competition and takes away the trophy. After this day, nothing remains the same. Haraway people never worry about anything because they are looked after by a castle in the sky. There live the arbiters of justice called the Ancients. They kept everyone safe until a dangerous virus spread across the city. It is named the Blight. It affects both animals and humans in different ways. Some get sick, some lose their limbs, while some experience a painful death. As the doctors are unable to find the cause or cure for the Blight, people started looking up to the scientists. Tinkerer designed special gears to help people move their infected limbs, while Grafter replaced them with body parts of different creatures. According to their preference, people get divided into 2 groups. Those who follow Tinkerer call themselves technocrats, while Grafter's followers are named biotists. Despite the efforts of both scientists, the Blight keeps spreading and takes hundreds of lives, including Tinkerer's wife's. He gets really lonely and decides to create a child using technology. He spent days and months using clock-like gears to design a special robot. It's a clockwork girl named Tesla. Unlike usual robots, Tesla is gifted with a brain to think and a heart to feel emotions. Instead of presenting his great invention to the public, Tinkerer spends several years teaching Tesla everything he knows. He doesn't want to embarrass himself like the last time. Once Tesla gets ready, Tinkerer announces a grand revealing of her clockwork girl. Meanwhile, Huxley has grown up into a young boy and keeps running around Grafter's house. The servants ask Huxley to wear a suit because the city commander, Admiral Wells, is visiting, but Huxley doesn't like such dressing. Moreover, he also doesn't like Admiral Wells, but she is chosen by the Ancients to rule over the city. She arrives in a giant flying ship and always wears a creepy mask to avoid catching germs. She also brings an army of robots called the Korvax for her safety. Grafter gets really nervous to see her because she will monitor his work against Bright. Grafter shows his treatment of blinds and the monkey-like creature named Marmakeets he just created. However, Admiral Wells doesn't seem impressed at all. Tinkerer had given her a great assistant like T-Bolt and a whole army of robots, but Grafter hasn't done anything like that for years. Hearing this, Grafter introduces Huxley, who is naturally immune to the Blight. With the right tools and resources, Grafter will soon replicate this immunity in humans, but Admiral Wells is not that patient. If Grafter doesn't impress her in the next visit, the Ancients will shut down his laboratories. After she leaves, Grafter starts scolding Huxley for not being presentable. He is supposed to be the future of biotists and must prove himself something more than just a monster. Meanwhile, Tinkerer is busy preparing for his big revelation. Tesla is also excited because she may get a chance to see the outside world. All she ever witnessed is a little bit of sunshine and small flowers that manage to grow through the concrete ground. Tinkerer doesn't like plants at all and asks Tesla to focus on the big night. He checks all the screws and improves Tesla's eyesight to impress the audience. Tesla even starts seeing the microscopic blight germs traveling in the air. Later that night, several big names, including Admiral Wells, gather in Tinkerer's manor. Huxley also sneaks in to check out the party and gets caught by Tesla. He pretends to be a security guard and tries to distract Tesla with his fun stories. Tesla gets really amused by his personality and loves hearing about the plants. Huxley also tells her about the biggest tree in the city and invites Tesla to climb it together. Suddenly, Tinkerer starts explaining about his clockwork girl and calls it the future of technology. He opens the case, but there's nothing inside it. Tinkerer panics and starts looking for Tesla, but she is busy talking with Huxley. Tinkerer assumes that Huxley is trying to kidnap Tesla, so he orders the Korvax to catch the monster. Surprisingly, Huxley is really strong and athletic, and he easily escapes the manor. Tinkerer immediately checks Tesla and asks her to stay away from biotists. Instead of going to her room, Tesla sneaks out of the building and starts wandering in the streets. It's her first time seeing the open sky, and she is already loving the freedom. Suddenly, she notices the giant tree and rushes there to meet Huxley. He gets really surprised to see her because he imagines Tesla as a princess who will never interact with a monster like him. Huxley helps Tesla in climbing up the tree so they can enjoy the breathtaking view. From this height, they can see the whole city and how it is divided into biotists and technocrats. Tesla gets really overwhelmed by the view and wants to do something in return. She covers Huxley's eyes with her hands, which allows him to see through the robot's eyes. Tesla keeps zooming in and mesmerizes Huxley with the microscopic view of the world. Huxley gets scared to see how the blight germs are spreading throughout the whole city, but when he looks closely, all of these germs seem to be coming from a single source. It's the castle in the sky where the ancients live. Tesla believes they should inform their parents, but Huxley has a different plan. They need to figure out the whole truth, and for that they must go to the castle. Huxley knows that Admiral Wells's base lies in the middle of the sea. If they manage to reach there, they can borrow an airship and fly to the castle. Admiral Wells will never give them one, so they may steal it and return it before anyone notices. Tesla agrees to everything, and they both head towards the sea. On their way, a few biotists block their way and start bullying the Clockwork Girl. Huxley gets really angry and starts beating them with all his might. Luckily, Tesla stops him in time. Otherwise, he may have killed those biotists. Huxley grabs a small boat and takes Tesla towards Admiral Wells's base. They notice the garbage hatch and assume that it will not be guarded like the main gates. However, the Korvax are quite intelligent, and they are guarding the garbage hatch just like the main gate. Huxley and Tesla immediately get caught and taken inside by the Korvax. Huxley is dragged to a secret place while Tesla is presented to Admiral Wells, who is already called Tinkerer. Tesla immediately starts telling about the suspicious activities of the Sky Castle, but Admiral Wells clearly says that it's a forbidden area. No one is allowed to question the ancients about anything. She asks the Korvax to lock away Tesla and bring in Tinkerer. He is thankful to Admiral Wells for saving his Clockwork Girl, but now he wants to take her back home. Admiral Wells asks him to be patient because she thinks Huxley has affected Tesla's purity. She needs to be fixed by erasing her memory so she doesn't remember whatever Huxley taught her. Tinkerer can never allow it. Tesla is not just a robot, but also his child whom he loves dearly. He can't let her forget all the memories they made together. However, Admiral Wells doesn't care about anything else beside her mean decisions. She is executing poor Huxley, and if Tinkerer tries to speak against her, she will execute Tesla as well. Tinkerer gets really angry, but he can't do anything when the base is heavily guarded by the Korvax. He starts regretting building an army for Admiral Wells. To defeat her, he needs to be patient and handle things cleverly. Tinkerer excuses himself to leave, but instead of heading to the gates, he rushes to the cage where Huxley is kept. Tinkerer unlocks the cage and requests Huxley to save his daughter. He will climb the tower to reach Tesla, while Tinkerer will go to the control room and try controlling the activities of the Korvax. Meanwhile, Tesla has already escaped her room and meets Huxley in the hallway. They run outside to find the airship, but the Korvax surround them from all sides. As the base is getting out of control, Admiral Wells tries to escape, but Tinkerer has jammed all the locks. Tesla and Huxley climb on a rope to reach the airship, but it starts to break. Luckily, Tinkerer is keeping an eye on everything and helps the kids land down safely. Huxley asks Tesla to start the airship while he plans how to get rid of Korvax. Suddenly, he notices the Marmakeets and pulls out their favorite berries. He throws all the berries at the Korvax, and the Marmakeets attack them like crazy. Afterwards, he gets in the airship with Tesla and flies away. Admiral Wells also succeeds in turning on the ship and chases after the kids. Tesla can't find a better option to escape and dives into the water. Admiral Wells follows them too, but they all need to be quiet so the sea monster doesn't wake up. Tinkerer has shut down the base so it starts to sink and the noise wakes up the sea monster. Tesla drives at full speed, but Admiral Wells keeps hitting her ship and damages the protection shield. The sea monster also attacks them, but Tesla succeeds in escaping the sea in time while Admiral Wells crashes down. Huxley and Tesla stop at a nearby island so they can fix their ship and plan their further journey. Luckily, Tinkerer taught his daughter how to fix things. He's a talented guy, but he's also afraid of Admiral Wells and the Ancients like everyone else. Huxley doesn't like this lifestyle full of fears. He wants to create a new world, and Tesla is going to help him to fulfill this dream. Meanwhile, Grafter is still waiting for Huxley to return home. He suddenly hears a loud noise and goes to check, but it's actually Tinkerer. Though he doesn't like Grafter, he needs help to rescue their kids. Grafter never thought of working together with his sworn enemy, but he will do anything for the sake of Huxley. After repairing the airship, Tesla and Huxley fly to the Sky Castle, but surprisingly there's no one at the guard. Moreover, the castle seems abandoned for years. Tesla believes it's a trap, so she proceeds very carefully, but Huxley starts playing around. They eventually find Admiral Wells sitting on the throne, but Tesla doesn't want to get near her. Huxley doesn't care and confronts Admiral Wells. He accuses her of murdering the Ancients to take control over everything. Admiral Wells agrees that she ruled over Haraway by herself, but the truth is way more than that. When the Bright spread across the city, she immediately visited the Sky Castle to receive guidance, but the Ancients were nowhere to be found. They abandoned everyone, but Admiral Wells hid this reality to avoid chaos. She voluntarily took all the responsibilities and tried her best to protect everyone. Huxley understands the situation, but they need to destroy the castle because the blight germs are produced inside it. However, Admiral Wells doesn't believe the kids and refuses to destroy the castle because it is the symbol of hope for the citizens. As there's no option left, Huxley grabs a broken sword to fight Admiral Wells. Despite being a normal human being, Admiral Wells is really great at fighting. Tesla can't take it anymore and cuts down the chandelier to trap Admiral Wells. Huxley takes this chance to run away with Tesla, but the Korvax reach there too. Huxley heads towards the gate, but Tesla has a different plan. She notices the blight germs coming out of the crack and gets inside there to find the source. It leads them to the heart of the castle, which is the actual source of the blight. As they get closer, they find T-Bolt guarding the place. Admiral Wells reaches there too, but she is as shocked as the kids. She demands T-Bolt to explain everything, but he clearly says that he's not a servant anymore. He switches to a stronger body and reveals his true self. He's the one who created this engine to release blight germs. He studied both of Tinkerer's and Grafter's methods and created a technology no mere human can understand. The Ancients didn't just leave. They were killed by T-Bolt's invention. Now he wants to rule the city by himself. Admiral Wells gets really angry and starts fighting T-Bolt. Tesla and Huxley use this chance to proceed towards the engine room, but the temperature is too high. Huxley may not be able to beat it, so Tesla has to go inside by herself. After a small fight, T-Bolt throws Admiral Wells down the bridge. He turns back towards the engine room, but Huxley is standing there to fight him. He can't let Tesla get hurt. T-Bolt wakes up his army to fight Huxley while he goes to the engine room to catch Tesla. He doesn't attack her and asks Tesla to team up with him. Together, they will spread the blight in the whole world and rule over it. Tesla tries to hide, but T-Bolt keeps speaking. He wants Tesla's help to make the Bright stronger. Soon they both will become pure mechanical minds and bring industrial revolution. T-Bolt plans to erase Tesla's memory and train her to become as evil as him. Meanwhile, Huxley almost gets killed by the robots, but Tinkerer and Grafter reach there to save him. Suddenly, the Korvax appear out of nowhere and proceed to attack the scientists. Luckily, Admiral Wells is still alive. She climbs up the bridge and orders the Korvax to help Huxley and the scientists. Back in the engine room, Tesla tries to convince T-Bolt that he's just lonely who wants some attention. She promises to ask Tinkerer to fix T-Bolt and help him start a new life, but T-Bolt doesn't want to. Tesla eventually gives up and pulls off the covering of the blight source, which causes a huge explosion. T-Bolt gets killed in the explosion, while Tesla also gets severely injured. Huxley and the scientists hear the noise and rush to find Tesla. The heart piece has cracked and Tesla shuts down forever. Huxley grabs her and blames himself for sending her alone in the engine room. She saved the whole world but sacrificed herself. Admiral Wells reaches there too and informs everyone that the castle is about to fall. They must escape it as soon as possible. They all get on the ship and also carry Tesla's body. Her gears are still working, but the heart can't be fixed. If it doesn't get replaced in time, Tesla will be lost forever. Tinkerer can use a real heart, but where are they going to find it right now? Hearing this, Huxley volunteers to give one of his hearts to Tesla because it belongs to her already. Grafter and Tinkerer carry out this surgery together and bring Tesla back to life. It makes Huxley weaker than before, but he doesn't care if Tesla is beside him. They hug each other and witness the Sky Castle falling down with all the blight germs. Just in a few weeks, the atmosphere of the city improves drastically. The people have become healthier than ever, and the plants have started to grow as well. The giant tree also bears leaves and becomes more beautiful. Huxley still calls it the best place to meet Tesla, and they keep staring at the sky for hours. As the biotists and technocrats have joined hands, no one can stop Huxley and Tesla from writing their unique love story